As frustrations were laid bare by survivors of gender-based violence, many were triggered. After holding government to account at the two-day summit this week, those in the front line of this relentless fight say it's back to actually doing the hard work. But first, they need money.
Where is the money? We need money to be able to do the work. Yesterday, I was going through the reports and I saw money has been spent, but it wasn't broken down so that we can understand where.
Funding. And I'm saying this because we have quite a lot of civil society organizations that are implementing the work, that are the corridor for government, for corporate South Africa in the communities that are affected the most.
While government has allocated billions to fight GBVF, the private sector will also play its part. Business Unity South Africa says a more inclusive and transparent partnership will fast-track matters.
We're definitely on the periphery of the discussion. It shouldn't be like that. We are not part of the mainstream conversations around GBV. There is work to be done from the private sector side, but there's also work to be done from government side in terms of inclusion and making sure that all the social partners are equally included as well. Because, we made this point throughout our negotiations on the NGBVF bill that is now in Parliament, that we wanted to have one place where we can coordinate efforts and where we can bring all of business together and say this is where we're channeling our efforts instead of having all these piecemeal interventions.
Social Development says over 8 billion rand is allocated annually to about 1,600 organizations.
I indicate 8.2 billion per year. That is a sizable amount of money that goes to NPOs, and that is not necessarily including also the money that I'm talking about, that it comes from the National Development Agency. That is not only comes out of the other different units that we have.
Those who feel that the money is distributed dubiously must inform authorities.
There is no way that the Department of Social Development distributes money in any dubious way. We have an accountability process. We've got a process which many of the NPOs and NGOs knows. Those who feel there is money that has been distributed through dubious means, they know exactly what to do.
Meanwhile, the police have also committed to deal with challenges that has made it difficult to adequately respond to victims of GBVF.
More than 3,000 people are raped in their own places, in their own houses, while 1,000 people in that period we are counting about, they are raped in the parks, the beaches, the streets and all, which means families and communities, they will have to really play the big role, and that will be the prevention part of dealing with it.
SABC has also made more funds available towards the battle. Patricia Fasage, SABC News.